Shalom, this is Levi Shore. Welcome back to Sweet Good Torah. Okay, so did you ever wish you had a time machine? Did you ever wish you could go back and fix all those mistakes in your life? Well, this is it. It's the month of Elul, is the month of the spiritual ability. There's a spiritual power this month to go back and to change, mistakes you made. And it's the month of Teshuvah, and we'll discuss all of it. Okay, so we're going to get some help today from God Erlanger's book, the Sign of the Times. Highly recommend it. It's about all the months, the Hebrew months. It's about the Mazalos, the constellations, and it's about how the Torah views the effects of these Mazalos, of these constellations on us. And if you're born in these months, you can see a little bit of the character traits that you're born with, and you learn a lot about yourself and what your mission is, what you're supposed to do here in this world. Okay, so let's jump right in. All right, so the month of Elul, so it follows the month of Av, and the Mazel. The constellation for the month of Av is the Aryeh, the lion. In the Greco-Roman system, it's Leo. And it's the summer. It's the month of physical desires. People are getting drawn into the physical world. It's hot, it's sunny, it's beautiful. People are outdoors more. People are on vacation. They're taking time off, usually of like school and work. And it's a time where people can get trapped into overindulging in those physical desires. And those overindulgence in the physical desires, it separates us from Hashem. It takes us we get so embedded in the physical world that it separates us from the spiritual world. So all of a sudden the month of Elul comes in at the end of the summer, everything begins to cool off. And we're trying to cool off our physical desires, and now we're going to try to reattach to the spiritual, and we're going to take a look back at the year, and we're going to see what improvements we want to make. So the mazel for the month of Elul is the basula, is the innocent maiden, the virgin. In the Greco-Roman system, it's Virgo, and it's interesting. So the basula, she's the maiden. She's innocent. She has sneos. She has modesty, and she has this potential. But it's interesting because in order for her to reach her full potential and to bring that potential into reality, the basula, she has to get married. She has to have a husband. She has to have a chassan. She has to have children. And so she has these great character traits. She has these virtues of modesty, and she has spiritual aspirations, and she's separating herself from the physical world. But it's interesting because we still have to live in this physical world. The Torah says we have to bring the ruchnius, we have to bring the spiritual, the energy, the shefa, the divine flow, we have to bring it into the physical world. So our job is learning Torah, doing the mitzvos, and bringing that spiritual energy into the physical world. But there's the danger of getting so overwhelmed by the physical world that then we just caught up in all the taivas, all the desires of the physical world, and that separates a person from the ruchnius, the spiritual, the connection to Hashem, and it creates a lot of destruction. The overindulgence in the physical leads to destruction. That's the month of Av. That's the month when the temple was destroyed. But this month is the month of rebirth. So on the 25th of Elul, that was the first day of creation, of the 6 days of creation. That's when Hashem, in the month of Elul, began to create the whole universe. He created everything. He started on that first day. And then on the 6th day, which is the first of Tishrei, which is Rosh Chodesh Tishrei, it's Rosh Hashanah. That's the beginning of the year. So we are now preparing ourselves for this Rosh Hashanah, and we're preparing ourselves. And what we're doing is we're looking back, and we're seeing what mistakes did I make? Who do I want to be? I didn't live up to my potential. And we're preparing that potential so we can bring it into reality on Rosh Hashanah. So one thing that happened is Hashem created the universe. He began creating the universe on the 25th of Elul. Now another fascinating thing. So we go into here. And in the book of Nehemiah, Ezra and Nehemiah, we see that the walls of Yerushalayim, the walls of Jerusalem, the walls that go around where the temple is, they were being rebuilt. The rebuilding started on the 25th of Elul. So we see with these fascinating things. We have like destruction. First we have a perfect creation, then we have destruction, and then we have a rebuilding. And it says God Erlanger says in this book that these are three aspects of Elul. So it's the creation of everything, and the work of the building the walls of Yerushalayim, were completed, and this was after we returned from Bavel, after we returned from Babylon, which is modern-day Iraq. And that was the 70-year exile after destruction of the first temple by Nebuchadnezzar. And we were there for 70 years, and then Ezra and Nehemiah, they led us back, and we began to rebuild. So what exactly is this teshuvah, and how does it work? So in the word teshuvah, the shoresh, the root of the verb, is the word shuv, returning. And teshuvah is our process of returning to Hashem. And it's a very powerful thing, because everyone makes mistakes. There's very few people that are there's great, perfect tzaddikim that just never do any averas, never make any mistakes, never go against Hashem's word. And most of us, I mean, unfortunately, like we're not following. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't even really know what the Torah says, and they're not, they don't have a clear understanding of right and wrong. I mean, because deep down, mostly everyone wants to be a good person. There's very few perfect Rishayim. There's very few people that have completely given over to their Yetzer Hara and are completely evil, and there's also very few that are completely good. There are these tzaddikim that have completely eradicated the Yetzer Hara and only listen to the Yetzer Tov. And all the rest of us, we're this Benoni, we're this, medium, we're in the middle. And we're constantly choosing between good and evil. And so the first thing is, the Torah teaches exactly what is exactly good, what is exactly evil, what should we be doing, what should we not be doing. And it's really important to know. And then the second thing is the mitzvos are helping us to become better and become good. It's like to help us have more concern and care about other people. Like, v'yachavta l'reacha kamocha, love your friend as yourself. It's one of the huge, big, important mitzvahs. Rabbi Akiva says, klal gadol, that's the great rule of the Torah, is love your friend as yourself. Giving tzedakah, giving part of your crop, the payah, meiser, truma, like all these things we're giving, and we're thinking about other people, not standing by the blood of your friend. All these mitzvahs are helping us to engage in the world and to become better and to think about others. And that's one of the main things the Torah is teaching us to do. So we have these three relationships. We have the relationship of bein adam la'atzmo, the relationship with ourselves. We have bein adam l'chavero, the relationship with our friends and family and other people in the world. And we have the relationship bein adam l'makom. And it's between us and Hashem, the relationship between us and the infinite creator. So really, these three relationships, they're really all kind of parallel. Like the more we love ourselves, it's easier for us to love other people, and it's easier for us to love Hashem, and we're angrier, we hate ourselves. We usually are going to be mean and angry to other people, and we're going to be mean and angry to Hashem. So one thing is just, looking back and seeing, like, what don't I like? What don't I like that I was doing? What don't I like about, this midos, this personality characteristics I have? What don't I like that I'm doing? Do I want to be funnier? Do I want to be happier? Do I want to be more wise? Do I want to be more patient? Am I getting too angry? Am I, being too mean to other people? Am I not considerate? So we want to think, like, this is a month of stepping back and things are cooling off, and like, who do we want to be? And this is preparing, because when we want to step in on Rosh Hashanah and we want to be that new person we're going to be this coming year, and we're stepping into an amazing year. 5778. We went from 777. We went from the perfect completion of the physical world. We went from the completion of the days, of the weeks, of the years, the months. And then we're going to 8. We're going from 7 to 8. We're going from the physical world, the completion of the physical world, and we can go into that 8, which is beyond the Maila Minateva, beyond nature, beyond the Mazalos, even beyond the effect of the constellations on us. We can break free of all that. And we're heading into an incredible year. We're heading into the year where Hashem made the bris. He made the covenant with Abraham Avinu, the bris bein habasarim, the covenant between the parts. And we're heading into that year, this Pesach, this Passover coming up. And it's a great time for us to think, who do we want to be for this very special year? And we see this great change going on in the world, and we can change. And the world was created that good will triumph over evil, and the good in ourselves, our Yetzer Tov, we can triumph over the Yetzer Hara. And the amazing thing about Teshuvah, the returning to Hashem, is that we can regret. First, we think back on the mistakes and the averas that we've done, and we regret them. Now, if it's done to another person, we have to apologize, and we have to get forgiveness for that from that person. And we fix it that way. But what we can do is we can feel bad about the mistakes we made. And it feels good apologizing sometimes if we really wrong someone. It feels good to get that off ourselves and apologize and heal that relationship. And we heal the relationship between us and other people. First, we have to heal the relationship between ourselves. We want to be a better person. I don't like the way I was being. Even if I feel like I was doing good, I want to be even better. And the teshuvah It's returning to Hashem, returning to other people, returning to ourselves. And it's amazing because the power of Teshuvah is that in Avera, if we feel guilty and we never want to do that Avera, that sin again, that mistake we made, if we never want to do it again and we do Vidoy, I say, I don't want to do it, I feel bad about it, I have a charata, I regret. Vidoy, I confess, I don't want to do it anymore. And if we cannot do it anymore, it's amazing. We can turn that Avera into a mitzvah. It's crazy. We can turn darkness into light. We can bring more good into the world. That shefa, we can bring the divine flow of bracha, blessing into the world. And we're heading into an amazing year. So may we all tap into the power, the spiritual power, the ruchnius, the koach, in this month of Elul. And we born into, like, I learned this connotation, but we can become, we can start anew in Rosh Hashanah, and we become the people we want to be, greater and kinder. And let's all tap into that power and have a great Elul. All do great Teshuvah and have an amazing Rosh Hashanah that we're preparing for. Thanks a lot. Hope to see you again on Sweet and Good Torah.